Hey guys, and welcome back. This is Tools with Souls. I am your host, Robert. You can call me Soul. That over there is Robert. You can call him Cooch. That's what we call him. It's an affectionate nickname, mainly because he's the biggest Cooch on YouTube.
I suppose that checks out.
Yes. Thank you very much. I worked not 1 second on that intro. I want you to know that. So tonight, you know how we like to do this. We talk about tools, the tool community, whatnot. That's what we focus on. That's what we're going to continue to focus on. But we're in the fourth quarter. So we always have some kind of theme to our live streams. This tonight is going to be no different, as we are going to compare Home Depot versus Lowe's. I'd like to throw in some other stores like an Ace or maybe a Menards or something like that, but they're just not really big players anymore. And because they're not big players, we're just going to discount them for right now. I'll say hi to everybody in a second. But here's the deal. Here's what we're going to go through tonight. So first, we're going to do a deal comparison. We're going to talk about the different deals at each location. We're going to analyze them a little bit, which store has the advantage there. Then we're going to talk about kind of the store layout, the signage, the presentation of the whole thing, and then how it makes the customer feel when they walk in, which store has the advantage in those. And then we're going to do a kind of an economic forecast. And I'm just going to we're going to put the cat out of the bag right now. I said it in my deal video that premiered yesterday. I'm going to continue to say it. If there's any way for you to hedge against Lowe's for the fourth quarter, I would say absolutely do that. I do not believe they are going to the fourth quarter projections. Now, Cooch over here is a Lowe's guy, so he is going to be defending Lowe's. I'm a Home Depot guy, so we're going to have a good back and forth right now. Home Depot wins.
There's that pan to the Milwaukee.
What's that?
I'm a Lowe's guy, pan to the Milwaukee. I'm trying to get the client in there.
Oh, well, you do what you need to do. So I'm going to say hi to the folks that are here, and then after that, you can introduce yourself, who you are and what you do. So Cody Brown, Paul W., Jeff's Tools. This is the first time I've ever seen Jeff's Tools here, but we're glad to have you. There's Richard Hosey. Robert Walton is a member. We pride ourselves in our members. You can see he gets a little Superman S next to his name, just as Michael Delavella it does.
Nice.
Wilderness Preacher is also here. Got a nice little channel here on YouTube. I encourage everyone to go over, check him out. He's a good guy. John Spitzley is here as well. So is Paul W. Cody Brown. I already said your name. Jamie True is here. Lost in the Smoke showed up again. How you doing, Smoke? We're glad to have you back. And Ange P says, yo. So what's up, Ange? All right. Introduce yourself. Tell them what you're all about, who you are.
All right. Tools and tactics. Mainly focused on electrical content, but the tools, he's more about the tools. He can tell you anything about a tool, the specs, all that stuff. I'm going to be more the channel on what's good for the electrical trade tool-wise and how to use it, toners, tracers, things like that.
Yeah. So, hey, this is where you guys can interact with us, kind of ask us questions as we go along in this. Make sure to add in your own feelings, your own comments in the comments section. That we encourage you to do that. My name is Cooch, and I have a problem. He definitely has a problem. Also, for every one of you that hits the like button, I hear that Santa Claus is going to put you on the nice list. Just throwing it out there.
I don't think that's a rumor.
That is not a rumor. It's 100% true.
It's true.
What's that, Big Chef? George Ordway. George Ordway is another member, and we're going to like to welcome all of our members personally. So there you go. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a comparison. And I do this kind of like as my job, really. I go into stores and I look for deals. And I'm very good at it, I would like to say.
Yeah.
So I can tell you that when I went into Lowe's and I looked at their deals, first of all, I held off doing the Black Friday deal video on Lowe's for 2 weeks because I was like, well, it's got to get better than this. So I held off doing it. And then they kept telling me this. I went there on the 6th. They didn't have anything on. I went back on the 10th, 4 days later, and they had this stuff out. And when you look, king of the penny deals, that is true. So when I was in Lowe's, they had some nice deals. They have a buy one, get one on basically all of the brands except for Bosch. Bosch had no promos. What's up, Sergey? B-Dub, how you doing? Darren Porsche.
I see BW there. Let me give a quick shout out. Man, I really appreciate the mic. I do not get audio, so it completely consumes my my back and forth with a live. So I got to figure that out. But yeah, this thing works awesome for videos. Thank you.
Okay. So were you surprised to not see Bosch have any like buy one, get one on holiday?
You know, you were, I think I was talking to you on the phone and you were walking through, and that's when you started talking to that lady. And she was saying, oh, well, they're just not out yet. Because you were telling her, you're like, you know, this is kind of what I do. And I'm going to hold off on making my video because you guys literally don't have any deals. And she was like, oh, no, they're coming. Don't worry. You're here too early. You mean to tell me that that's it?
Yeah. I mean, so I looking at the DeWalt, the 12 volt stuff is really nice. They've got some good deals on that. They have a ton of DeWalt at $99, which makes you feel good. I really like that. They do have, I think the 998 hammer drill with the 887 impact driver, an 8 amp hour battery, a 2 amp hour battery, and I think you get a free XR tool. So it's like a recip saw, circ saw, a couple other choices. With that, that's probably the best deal that I saw at Lowe's, and it was good. Now, if you compare that to the best deal that you see, if we just limit it to DeWalt, Home Depot beats it. Like, just absolutely destroys it. They've got the Flex Volt hammer drill with the circ saw. You get, I think, 2 free tools with that deal, including a rotary hammer. You can get a trim router. Like, they have a ton of choices.
The Flex Bolt doesn't really appeal to me. It's more for OPE. It's for larger stuff. The batteries are huge. The drill that's Flex Volt is still a 20 volt drill. So you put your 20 volt battery in your 999. When you put your Flex Volt battery in your 999, it's still 20 volts. So I never really got into the Flex Volt. I'm sure it's great, but you look at like what Milwaukee's doing, I can't really even talk about Flex because Flex doesn't have a dog in the fight when it comes to table saws or anything like that. Dude, Milwaukee's batteries are, really stumping the competition because they're staying the same voltage and they're getting that much more output. When Flex comes out with their stuff, we can talk about that. But when you compare the
screen, look at B-Dub, Suburban Beard, a friend of ours. We used to do this podcast, this live stream with him. And then he kind of went off and did his own thing. So we're very familiar with the Beard. We know he's a stand-up and reputable guy. And he is saying, according to this, what I'm seeing. I have not confirmed this with Beard. I will certainly try to give him a shout out or a call when I can. Metabo, HPT, and Flex are on their way out of Lowe's.
Man, that's
That would
that's
be
too bad.
That would be a huge blow for both brands, because that's the only. I mean, Acme carries Flex, Ohio Power Tool carries Flex, but those are kind of regional carriers. They're not really huge players in the power tool game. It's really Home Depot, Lowe's, and a little bit of Ace Hardware, and then supply houses. Those are the main areas that dudes get tools. At least power.
That's bad news right there, man. Hey, do me a favor. Don't add this. I'm just going to enter the studio. Don't add this. And I'm going to use the mic the BWs gave me. Everyone says I sound like an airline pilot. So I'm going to try this dual mic thing. I'm going to put this in my ear so I can hear what you're saying.
All right.
I'm going to be in the background.
The mic away from your freaking mouth. But hey, whatever, dude.
Is that better?
Good move. Lowe's cut.
Is that better?
With the pits. Sure.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We're going to try this.
It sounds much better with it further away from your mouth. Yeah.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. So no longer airline pilot like?
No. Look at this. Joshua Wilson, member for 7 months. That is incredible.
That's my fault.
So I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. Flex is moving too slow into the market, makes people hesitant. I agree with you guys. Now, here's my problem. And this kind of leads us to the next one, our next topic, which is store layout and signage. So here's my problem with the way Lowe's displays their tools. And I'm not just talking about in the fourth quarter. I'm talking about in general. So whenever you go into a Home Depot, any Home Depot, they have an area right next to lumber for tools. And those shelves are low. The tools are displayed on the top. And then in most Home Depots, you have another aisle, like a longer aisle, with the tools displayed. And you really get an idea of what they look like. You can touch them, feel them, grab them. You know, it's very, very nice.
Yeah.
When you go into Lowe's, first of all, they have like their displays for the power tools are going in every different direction imaginable. And like for the Flex, at least the ones in the stores that I go into, which I go into 4 Lowe's stores every single month. They're all the same. It's a long aisle. It's a narrow aisle. In that narrow aisle, the Flex stuff is displayed on top. It looks good, but it's always blocked from view when you first walk in.
Yeah.
So you might walk past that aisle without looking at it.
Yeah, those definitely.
They always have a DeWalt end cap on the opposite side of that Flex line, that Flex aisle, I guess.
Right. I'll agree. Home Depot has the edge because you walk in the store, the power tools are right there, and everything's just, you go to Lowe's and you got to walk by. I don't know about your Lowe's, but mine, you got to walk either past the contractor area and then the compressors and some other stuff, and then you might get to the tools.
Right. So in mine, like, especially now that they've got Klein there, so you walk in, I always go into the pro area. I don't like going into the other area and mixing with the norms, if you will. I always go into the pro area. I always go in through lumber. It doesn't matter if it's Home Depot or Lowe's. Every single time it's just what I'm used to. I don't even think about parking on the other side. I just go into the pro side.
Okay.
From habit, I guess, more than anything. I like to tease about it, but about the norms. But for the most part, I can tell you when you walk into Lowe's, right, you've got the pro desk on one side. You have a cash register on here, right? So you're flanked by employees as soon as you walk in. It's the same at Home Depot, but it's a lot wider area when you go into Depot. And I don't know if people are aware of this. Like, at least it feels, maybe it's the color scheme or what have you. That orange might make it feel like it's more open than the blue.
It might just be how old your Home Depot versus your Lowe's is.
Yeah, and then you walk in. Now, in every Home Depot I have gone in through the pro area, right? The whole area right in front of that is open. Right?
Okay.
It's an open aisle. What's up, Terry? When I go into Lowe's, they have sheet goods dead center. So it's forcing you to kind of feel more enclosed, if that makes sense. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Have you experienced the same thing? Let me know. Then when you go into Lowe's and you take the turn there to go toward the power tools, they now have what's up, LF? They have a huge display of Klein, right?
Yeah.
And then they've got a bunch of like contractor bags and rolls and tape and all that. Good, like good stuff. I'm not knocking it at all.
Right, but that should be like the layout. You'd think that they wouldn't. Klein's going to go back to the electrical aisle. Let's get that clear, right? Once all this stuff is sold out, are they going to make more room for the power tools?
They have not ever made more room for the power tools.
They still have the ideal stuff.
Yeah, this is what they have done traditionally. They've always had that area right next to Carrie's crap. What's up, Carl? They've always had that area right after the pro desk and that baseball dude. What's up? And that initial cash register or whatever. They've always had it as kind of a seasonal item, but it's always like it's nothing that grabs you. It's nothing that brings you in.
I got you. I'm going to plug this in, and then I should have audio here for you guys, and then I can hear you in my ear. That's going to be my hope.
Our heart. That's good. I don't like that I have to get an employee to get my tools at my local Home Depot, my local Lowe's. I can get most tools off the shelf. It's a lot easier. I can't. Everything is caged around me. Jake Chef, thank you. Dan B.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
How does that
You're a lot quieter now. Lowe's doesn't have urinals. Where you pee. Lowe's should offer full line of Metabo 36 volt. Well, that's the key. I have heard rumors that the 36 volt line of Metabo is going to be eliminated at Lowe's. I don't like it, but that is what I hear. Where the employee follow you around asking if you need help. How long has Flex been semi-exclusive to Lowe's? So it's been almost 3 years now. As long as I've had, thank you. As long as I've had a channel, there's been Flex out there. Our good friend Philly Fixed, he was, I think, the first person on all of YouTube to get Flex. Klein is going in with Ideal stuff until Ideal leaves. I mean, the issue is like the whole layout when you go in, it's not consumer friendly. It's not even pro friendly. Pro friendly is where you have the stuff that you're going to be using for a job, like kind of all in one area.
Like
and Lowe's, they have it in 3 or 4 different areas. So they're not even really set up for a pro. I hate to say it that way. And then
I
like the
kinda
fourth
agree with
quarter.
that.
Yeah, the fourth quarter, when you look at the signage that they're using for their end caps to display their buy one, get one free tool, or buy a kit, or buy batteries, get one free tool, or get two free tools if you buy a certain combo kit. When you look at that stuff, it's small. Like you really have to read it to see what it says. It's not clear. And then
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same way in your stores, but it's been the same way in the 3 stores that I've been in to do this video or to do the deal video. Each and every one of them said, "Oh, you have more options over on a different aisle." You know, most people aren't going to do that. They're going to be like, "Okay."
Yeah. I mean, that's true. Lowe's is kind of a mess right now anyway, because you got Klein moving in. You got 3 other electrical brands moving out.
Yeah.
Even their Zebra couldn't even find one of my toners I was looking for. Said they had 2. She was like, "Should be right here." And
that's true.
Yeah.
You can get a cart at the Lowe's tool section.
Audio better?
It was never bad. I don't know why you keep fucking with it.
Okay, someone said it didn't sound good.
I mean, once you move the mic away from your face on the headset, it sounds fine.
Nice.
I like Lowe's in my area, well organized, and HD is closer. My Lowe's is way better as far as tool displays. The HD is hard to find. DeWalt is halfway down an aisle. Interesting. That is interesting.
Mine, as soon as you walk into the pro side, you've got like where the Metabo compressors and nailers and stuff are.
Yeah.
And then you got Flex, and then you've got the DeWalt, and then you got the Craftsman. And it's all kind of right there on this, like the whole back wall of tools finally connects from the hand tools to drill bits, and then you get into the compressors and things like that.
So in all of the ones in my area, hand tools are only on the back wall.
That's it?
That's it. Except for Craftsman. Craftsman has their like mechanics tools and all that in one, like the front row in the action alley, which is the main alley that everybody walks through to get to different locations, right? Which is ahead of like any woodworking tools that they have. It's ahead of any of the power tools that they have. Like Craig is kind of off in a corner. It's just, and I'm not trying to bag on them. If that's what they decided works the best for them, God bless them. But there is a reason that Home Depot consistently outperforms them. So the reason why Home Depot is consistently the pro choice. It's the reason why Home Depot has more foot traffic. You know, you go through it, you look at it all, and the signage alone, like just the signage alone at Lowe's is so small. And I in my video, I literally showed like the Flex ones. There's no pictures, no nothing. It was like buy a 4-tool combo kit, no description, just a 4-tool combo kit.
They've kind of always done that though.
Get a free tool, and then it was like a bunch of numbers. No, like
no pictures, no anything. Yeah, no. Like someone's gonna know what the numbers are.
Yeah, normally they take like little price tags, like the pricing stickers, and they paste it on the signage or whatever, and then you can kind of I get a jigsaw, I get a recip saw, I get an angle grinder, whatever. They didn't even do that. It was just like, leave it up there.
You told that lady 2 weeks ago, like you gave her 2 weeks to even do that, because you told her like that was one of your complaints. She's like, "Is everything okay here?" And you're like, and you're like, what you could do is, instead of putting numbers, is have a better display, and nothing.
And the lady was, so just so you guys know, like I actually go in and try to help these stores out. You know, I'm not just walking around being like a jackass or a jerk or what. I go in with the idea of, hey, I want to help bring in foot traffic to your business. I want to
Right.
bring people to you. And as part of that, like if I see something wrong in your store, right? First time I'm not going to record what's wrong. I'm going to be like, hey, this is an issue. You guys might want to address it. If I see something that you could improve, like I talk to the manager and I'm like, hey, you guys might want to think about this.
Sorry.
And that's the conversation he overheard with me talking to the store manager at my Lowe's and being like, hey, you guys are 2 weeks behind Home Depot. Your signage is kind of weak, and maybe you can put
Yeah,
more.
they assured you these aren't the deals of today.
Yeah. So I gave him 2 extra weeks, and then I was like, okay, I got to do it. And I told him what my tagline was going to be. Lowe's is blowing the fourth quarter. And hey, thank you, Panther. Panther just gifted 10 good souls a free membership for a month. Thank you, Panther. We appreciate that. I've
Very
had
nice.
some crazy clearance luck at Lowe's. Well, as much as you spend there, they ought to just give you stuff. It's hit and miss, but it seems come in bi-weekly. Thank you for the otter emoji. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I will say, I think I've gotten better deals and better in general things at Lowe's. I feel like Home Depot never has anything really on sale. Now, most of their tools are like super high quality, so
Yeah.
they're never going to be on sale. But you can find and score some pretty good stuff at Lowe's pretty often.
Yes.
Versus Home Depot.
It's kind of give and take. I actually score better at Home Depot consistently, but I also have employees call me when stuff goes on clearance.
Yeah.
A little different. So do the managers seem receptive to my concerns? Some are. Some are.
That one wasn't.
The manager that I was talking to at this particular Lowe's location is just like, yeah, it's all out of our hands. We got nothing to do. Yeah, you can print more signage. Literally, you can print more signage. They send you signage, but you can also print signage. You got a printer, right? Take some pictures of the tools.
Yeah.
What I would love to see, and this is just me, but too bad I'm broke. Or you get the Husky toolboxes, QD. Yeah, I hear you.
Nice.
What I'd like to see is actual pictures of like contractors or pros or even individuals buying tools. Like, hey, this is the combo kit that I got. Because stuff like that makes you feel like you're not alone.
Right.
So you're more apt to buy. But that is kind of a pie in the sky. I know they can't do it or they won't do it for whatever reason. I get it.
Well, what's funny whenever you say it, I know you got people on the other end. They're like, "There's no way he owns all these tools." You literally have 100 different drills behind you.
It's true. Like I've got a whole wall of 60 drills sitting over there. So
yeah, but you're like, I own this one, and I own this one, and I own this one, and you're thinking, no way, this guy has all this stuff, man. He's BS. But then, like, you actually do have everything, so it's pretty funny.
It's kind of difficult, but I can say this, and this is kind of moving us right into that next topic. Some of you guys are talking about, and that's the customer experience. To me, is night and day customer experience. Like it's not even close. When I go into Home Depot, if I want to be left alone, I get left alone. If I want some help, I get help. At Lowe's, I got dudes like, because I walk around with a camera, folks. Right? I got dudes like watching me at Lowe's thinking I'm stealing stuff. And I'm just looking at them like, yeah, idiot, I'm recording it because that's how I do. I got like I'm showing people that your store number is your code for your freaking your cages and stuff, which it is, by the way. I'm like showing people. No, I don't do that. I go in and I try to help your business. But they
literally
follow
found
me
2
around like I'm a
Klein
thief.
tools for $20 difference, the exact same tool with separate model numbers. They're literally the same thing.
And this is an interesting point. So you do see more deals at Home Depot. Like Home Depot runs deals all the time on tools, like all the time, at least once a week. When it's not the fourth quarter, they do their deal of the day, and it's a power tool deal. And you can normally score pretty well on that. I don't know that anybody ever goes to the Lowe's app to check and see their deal of the day. I could be wrong. Could be somebody out there doing it. Have you ever done it?
I don't look at the deal of the day on Home Depot, man.
You ever seen anybody do a deal of the day video at Home Depot?
You're talking to the guy. We pretty much own the same car, right? Yours plugs in, mine charges itself while it's driving. And you had to show me, 20 years older, you had to show me how to put it in cruise control so it automatically drove for you. Don't
forget, I'm the one with Alzheimer's too.
Yeah, you literally had to show me how to use my own car. So, yeah, I rarely go online and look at stuff.
Well, no, but have you ever seen anybody do a video on the deals of the day at Home Depot?
No.
I've done it.
Well, I know Joshua Wilson will be in the chat in our
He's here right
little
now.
group that we got, and he'll be getting all kinds of stuff at Lowe's all the time. Power stacks, all kinds of stuff. But that's the only person I know.
Hey, Rodney, glad to have you here again. We love you, Rod. That's Rod the Bod. Home Depot clearance out some tile. I just had people with a mental breakdown because I was showing how to do penny deals at Home Depot, like what to look for, what areas to concentrate on, or whatever. And I had people like, we can't sell, you can't buy penny deals. I'm like, I've recorded me doing it.
You literally have a video about it.
I just did it like 2 weeks ago. What are you talking about? I can't. No, I can. I just know what to do. I don't walk up to an employee and be like, "Hey, man, got any penny deals?" No. I look around. I use the app. I understand what different things in the app means. Like if it says item not found and it's an older item, like you can see the replacement on the shelf. I know that that's a good indicator of an item that has gone on clearance a while ago and should not be in the store. And if it should not be in the store, it means it's a penny. So I know how to do that and kind of look at and manipulate that. I've done so many of those deals where I've gone in and gotten a penny for items. The right. Hard hats. I did hard hats. I bought some Ridgid vacuum equipment. I got I know I got a couple of hand tools, power tools that were pennied out because they were supposed to be sent back to the manufacturer, and I just bird dog them. But that's the kicker. Like you can go out and do this, but from a customer experience aspect, to me, there is no contest. Home Depot wins every time.
Yeah,
I mean, none of the employees are great.
Deals.
What's that?
Paul W. says employees flag him for buying penny deals several times a year. I also buy some penny items several times a year. I see both sides.
That's awesome deal right there.
Oh, dude, that's an awesome price right there.
Home Depot are independent. Buy something at one for a price may be different. Well, they're not independent. They're all corporately run, but clearance is not store to store. None of them are. Penny, no matter what the store might say, if they didn't pull it from the shelf, that's on them. That is true. That is a mistake on Home Depot.
Penny deal. I remember I called you because they wouldn't give me mine.
Yeah. And I was like, no, this is their policy.
It was a $1,400 shower valve. I didn't even really want to install it because, first off, I was pretty sure I was selling the house. But I wanted it. It was a penny. And it was a whole Kohler in-wall body spraying shower, rain shower, like the whole thing, $1,400.
Easy for you to say. By the way, we have 40 people in here right now. We've had 50 or more nice. The whole time. Only 26 likes. We'd like to get this pushed out a little bit more, so make sure you do hit that thumbs up button. That tells YouTube that you like what we're doing, what we're saying. Also, become a member. That's another way of letting YouTube know that you support us, you support the channel, you want to see us continue to go on and do great things. As we hit 46,000 subscribers today.
That's awesome, dude. Congratulations.
So I just want to point that out. A regular price are higher than their online prices. That is occasionally true. It's not always true, but it is occasionally true. I will say that Home Depot is definitely pushing you more to do online shopping than Lowe's is, but the Lowe's app is such a disaster. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it, Sergey. I appreciate it, Sam. The Lowe's app is such a disaster. I don't know that it's worth really going on and looking for many deals. I've done it. It can be done. You have to filter everything. It's kind of a pain to get it. So what is the brand impact of first having a store like Lowe's where the customer experience is not great because their employees, and it's not just Lowe's, the employees at both places don't really know squat. Just
right.
True. But
both electrical aisles are a nightmare too.
Yeah.
But I will say that Lowe's has a long way to go if they're putting Klein on their shelf.
Yeah.
They got to up their electrical conduit fittings, all that. They got to up that game to match with the tools that they're putting on the shelf.
It's true. It's kind of disappointing when you go in to either location. If you truly do need help, they don't offer it. It's not the kind of help you truly need. And then both stores, as far as in aisle, very disorganized in their approach to stuff. To me, thank you, Rodney, less so on the Home Depot side because they do generally have everything for a particular type of job in one area.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to travel through 2 or 3 different aisles like you would at Lowe's. If you're doing plumbing work, you got to go through a couple of aisles at Lowe's, like to install a hot water tank, because none of that stuff is together. It's like all over the place.
Yeah,
which is
that's a good point too. Because when I think of, I need a hot water tank, Lowe's ain't it. You know what I mean?
No.
It's just not.
Well, look at their appliances. Like if you buy a dishwasher at Lowe's, right? They've got the dishwasher in one area. They have the hookups in another. Right? So it's not all together.
Too, they have good customer service where I'm at though. And the lady was like walking with me to go get all of the stuff. But yeah, we had to go almost across the whole store.
It's amazing. It's amazing because you don't think of these. It's kind of a silent thing. Like you notice it, but you don't think about it. But the next time you have to go through that, you're less likely to go back. And you don't even know why a lot of times, but it's those silent cues that a store is giving you. For me, when I look at the power tool section, and that's what I concentrate on, that's what I love. When I look at the power tool section, man, especially now, fourth quarter, Home Depot absolutely kills it every year. Every fourth quarter, every year, they've got huge poster boards up at the front, entire bays, from the ceiling to the floor, filled with tools, signage, clear, buy one tool, or buy this combo kit, get 2 tools free. It's written black and white, big as day. There's an arrow pointing at the stuff. You got a clear sign, and the pictures, like for the tools, are a good 2 to 3 inches tall. Like you can literally see it even from the floor. It's super easy. It might be even taller than that.
Maybe they're just not focusing on, that aspect of the sale. Because, you got the vet thing going on at Lowe's. You got the veteran thing. It definitely feels more like a homeowner store. They know that they're going to get whooped in the power tools. Maybe they're just focusing more on their stronger points than something that they're going to inevitably lose on.
One guy said, when are you going to give up and put on an order? I'm never. I'm retired. What's up, labels? I hope you pick up other stuff on the journey to find the stuff you need. Well, that's the deal. Like, if you're focused on a contractor's not there to shop. Like, they're not there for themselves. They're there for a job that's specific. It's in and out. Homeowners are great, whatever. Homeowners will keep your lights on. It's the pro that's going to make you profit. And if your store is not set up to cater to the pro, well, your profit's going to reflect it.
Right. No, I agree.
Thanks, Shaka.
What's up, DSG? Hey, send
Backwood?
me your address on my email. Tools and Tactics. What is it? conductivewood@gmail.com.
So as I'm looking at it, and I see kind of like everything culminating, and I said it in my video, and I've not heard an argument from you yet that would make me believe that I am not right.
Yeah.
If you can hedge your bet against Lowe's, do it now, because they're going to have less than expected sales results for the fourth quarter. Just take it to the bank right now. It's going to be bad. Not Makita bad, but it's going to be bad.
That's funny.
What?
Who's
I'm not
the
even gonna,
Makita of Lowe's?
Yeah, most of the employees. It's funny because my Home Depot. I've offered both stores. I've offered Home Depot and Lowe's both kind of advice when they have people that come in and they're asking about tools. I'm like, hey, here's my number. Have them give me a call. I'm retired. I'm available whenever. So you guys if you need the help, just have them reach out and I'll talk them right through it. Right. And I have pro experience, so I know how to do an ungodly number of stupid things. So I've offered the help and like it is very bad because I know that neither location really focuses on truly teaching their employees about tools or about construction or about anything. And it is what it is. They're retail.
Yeah.
But
this is
if you go the other way.
If I could find it, there we go, right there. That's a construction rated screw, and I was testing it out on this multi-material cutting blade on this Evolution table saw they sent me, and the camera wasn't on.
That's true.
That's my favorite. Don't you love when the camera's not on?
That's my favorite right there.
Yeah.
Some tools from Amazon are frequently cheaper. Have plenty of rope at both stores. Shock. Yeah. The guys at the top of Lowe's came from Home Depot. He did. He actually got upset because he wanted to be the CEO of Home Depot. They passed him over for another guy that had actually been at Home Depot longer. And it upset him, so he left Home Depot to go to Lowe's. And his whole idea behind it was that he was going to get Home Depot. He was going to wrestle the pro away from Home Depot. So what did he do? He kept pretty much everything the same.
Or he took ego with him. But that's about it.
Yeah. And when that move happened, I was like, yeah, that's not a big deal. And it hasn't been. It hasn't been the boom that they thought it would be. Even getting the flex line with the ego, it wasn't a big deal. I was just like, okay, it is what it is. And I'm not like a rah-rah Home Depot guy. I'm not loyal to either one, but I prefer Home Depot.
Flex needs about 6 more tools. Quick.
Flex needs like a good marketing department. That's what Flex needs. they're not getting it on YouTube. I mean, the total retard zone over there, he's hawking Flex as much as anybody, but he's like a nurse or something. Like, who's going to listen to that?
That's great.
I mean,
I'm never gonna have sex on my channel
until they paid him. Yeah, they paid him, and then he's like, "Oh, hey, I love Flex." Like an idiot.
Yeah.
Never seen a bro driving a screw with a drill before.
Maybe you should get out more, you putz. But he, like, I watched, like, with Flex, their marketing's so bad. Bosch, I mean, how the hell does Bosch screw up? Like, they're
I feel like
one of the biggest tool manufacturers in the world. And what do we mainly buy here in the States from Bosch? It's not their power tools. And some, laser levels, rotary hammers, stuff like that. Yeah. But main tools, no. You rarely ever see an entire crew rocking Bosch. I can't recall ever seeing an entire crew rocking Bosch. Some tools, yes.
Your SDS is going to be the Bosch or DeWalt pretty much.
Retail value was 250% noted on the tag. Dang, George.
Let's see. You got how would you rate the Ridgid Octane line to the new brushless Ridgid Braun?
So the new Ridgid, that like the higher end stuff, because they have like a subcompact that's also brushless. But the new brushless line, the higher end Ridgids, it all beats the Octane, every single one. And I have them both. Like I have both lines.
What's the weight like?
Oh, the new stuff is like half the weight. Like the hammer drill, the Octane hammer drill versus the high torque hammer drill from Ridgid is probably a 3-pound difference. That old Ridgid hammer drill was about 7.5, 8 pounds.
Ryobi or Milwaukee selling more. Ryobi sells more. At Home Depot, they sell more Ryobi.
Yes. Then who? Ryobi is the number 2 seller in the store.
Milwaukee's
number 1. Yeah.
Oh, I thought Ryobi was number 1.
No. More pros come in to buy Milwaukee than homeowners come in to buy Ryobi. Although I will say, a lot of the landscapers you started to see kind of. It sounds strange, but they've started to matriculate to using more Ryobi for what they're doing.
It gets the job done enough.
What's that?
It gets the job done enough. I mean, you're going to tear it up.
How come another company hasn't made a Freak? That's easy. It's a poorly thought out tool.
Yeah, it's not that groundbreaking.
Nah.
It's no different than Skill's quick insert inside of their chuck.
I heard that Flex sending tools for bloggers more than seems everyone else. They were. Bosch made wipers in my microwave. Can I expect them to make decent tools? I mean, Miss Kita makes a microwave.
Spark plugs, microwaves. Or
well, that's
wipers.
Right now,
a lot of different things.
Of all the professional tools that are out there, like the professional level tools that are out there, the Flex is probably the least expensive.
I was going to say, Flex actually had some pretty decent deals for a while. They're just slightly bigger, bigger battery.
Yeah.
They just need more tools, man. They've got the best battery. I think that the 3.5 is the best battery. The stack lithium.
Yeah. I don't know.
We'll see if he comes out with a smaller forge.
When I look at when I take everything into account or whatnot, you know, because you understand the retail strategies that go into this stuff. I understand the consumer insight because I'm a consumer when I go in there. And when I look at that, I can kind of predict the market trends, right? And I've uncanny ability to predict it. Is if you guys have been watching the channel for a long time, you know that I have this way of, I walk into a store, I'm like, can see that this is selling, this brand is outselling that. Like, I go through it a lot, and I've made predictions based on what I see.
Right.
Predictions that other people at the time, they tell me I'm stupid.
Yeah.
And then time goes on, and the dumber they tell me I am, the more right I get. Forget FTW.
Forge.
They also make coffee pots.
Forge
Yes, they
for
do.
the win. Yeah.
Home Depot has better products. When you think about it, Lowe's has Metabo, it's professional grade. Bosch, professional grade. Flex, professional grade. They have DeWalt XR, professional grade. They have 4 professional grades. 4. Right? Bosch has an extensive lineup. Flex is getting there. They're not there yet. DeWalt, huge lineup.
Yeah.
Metabo's got a good lineup online, not in store. Right? So very extensive. When you go to Home Depot, they've got Makita. I don't know that Makita is a professional grade tool anymore. They've got Ridgid. I don't know that Ridgid is
bias there, but yeah, sure.
I don't know that Ridgid is a professional grade tool. Well, I'm also speaking from experience, having used the tools and how they perform.
Yeah.
They've got DeWalt, professional grade. They've got Milwaukee.
You know, I would say that Makita is professional grade, unfortunately. You can really beat them around.
It's overpriced. It's underpowered. It's underperformed.
It's overpriced, but you can beat the piss out of them. You really can. The batteries suck. Everything's overpriced. But I feel like I could drop a Makita off of any height you pick, and it's going to outlast the DeWalt all day.
Empire State Building.
Nothing's going to survive that. Just pick
22
feet off a ladder.
Any height
which one's going to be better? I feel like Makita is going to win that.
When I see a big stack not moving, I pay attention to it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, worm spruce rear handle. What? No, you don't need a rear handle circ saw if you're a DIYer.
I mean, especially for
what if
DIYer,
DeWalt, Milwaukee, Ridgid, and Flex will go away? Powerful. What will you buy? This is a question. What if DeWalt, Milwaukee, Ridgid, and Flex will go away? What will you buy? I've been on record, and I was actually talking to Cooch about this yesterday, I think. As now a professional homeowner, if I were to have to start over from scratch with one line, well, the best ability for me is availability. The most widely available tool for me in my area, and by the way, I can go to 5 different one of these stores before I get to a Home Depot or a Lowe's. 5.
Okay.
Hart at Walmart, without question.
Oh, man.
If
you're a professional,
go into, well, no, even as a professional, that why? Because if they break, I can take them in. I can get them replaced at the store. I can buy another one at the store, and I'm not breaking the bank. But here's the kicker with Hart, and I know I'm going to get ridiculed or whatever, called stupid in the comments or whatnot. You're never more than like half an hour or 45 minutes to an hour away from a Walmart.
From a Walmart, yeah.
For me, my closest Home Depot is over an hour away.
Yeah,
and that's actually closer to me than Lowe's.
I like Makita, man. I think it's overpriced and underpowered, but
and underperforming. Can
I still like
a
Makita.
brand like a Kobalt, a Ridgid, a DeWalt, not XR, but a DeWalt brushless, a Milwaukee brushless, a Ryobi HP One Plus, blah, blah, give you the same level of performance?
Maybe.
I know from, again, owning all of them, right? Kobalt, Ridgid, DeWalt, Milwaukee. Yeah. They can all compete with the highest end Makita.
Yeah, I'd probably go Metabo, honestly, before I did anything.
Metabo. If I had a Lowe's closer to me, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, for my money, both Bosch and Metabo outperform Makita. Both are cheaper.
Yeah, I've never really, man, liked Bosch that much.
I like I got a one-hand pruning saw from Hart.
And you changed my mind with Metabo, man.
Everybody doesn't believe it. Hercules, look at this. Yeah, Hercules, absolutely. I could go with Hercules. Craftsman is good, is a good name for their tools. Yeah, the Bosch Pro Factor are pretty beastly. Milwaukee outperforms all of them, and the ones who use tools the most notice. No one's arguing with that. He was arguing that Makita is a professional grade tool. He is, of course, wrong. But that,
yeah, it was if we couldn't pick any of those four.
Yeah, then I still wouldn't buy it. I'd buy Hyper Tough before I'd buy Makita.
I don't do it again, man. Everything.
I don't expect great things from a Hyper Tough. I don't. I expect it to blow up the first time I use it. I would expect great things when you're paying $450 for a hammer drill and impact driver. You expect great.
If you had to pick one, like overall, who would you say has the best quality, availability, number of tools for different trades? Would you do DeWalt or would you do Milwaukee?
Milwaukee.
You do Milwaukee?
Mm-hmm. Easily.
You know, I think I'd do DeWalt, honestly.
Plumbing. DeWalt or Milwaukee? There is no question.
I'm not a plumber, dude, so I don't really know anything about Milwaukee. ProPress, DeWalt has the ProPress stuff.
Yeah, so does Milwaukee.
Right.
Plumbing, DeWalt or Milwaukee? Which one has
you just
more
asked
tools?
Me. So you're going to go Milwaukee. I'm going to go DeWalt.
Easily.
What about
I'm gonna go
carpentry?
Milwaukee.
Hanging a door.
Easily, again, I'm going to go with Milwaukee.
See, man, I feel like their sanders, their planers, all that stuff, man.
You're a DeWalt guy. I am not a Milwaukee guy. And I can say
right now, Milwaukee is absolutely destroying the competition with the power tool game. There's no doubt about it. But I look at the sanders, man. I look at the routers, all that stuff. DeWalt's been making that stuff for years, man.
They have
power saws for years.
Let's look at that. They just did that PVC cutter, right? That you attach to your impact driver, your drill. Tested it live. How'd that do?
Yeah.
So you could say they've been in the line for a long time, but if
it cut 45s really well.
Yeah, but if they've been doing it for a long time and it's shit, and they haven't improved it, then it's still shit.
Yeah, but that was just like a random idea for just a quick sell or something.
You mean shit they shouldn't do?
Yeah.
I could tell you this. Most pros agree with me.
Yeah.
Most plumbers are rocking. I mean, in this area, I got to say that just in all honesty, in this area, the pros here are sporting DeWalt, but they only have like 2 tools. And then the rest is Ridgid Red. Like all of their main plumbing gear is Ridgid Red. right? But they're only sporting like a drill and an impact driver here, right? And then that's pretty much it. Now, when you get up to the city, it's a completely different story. It's Milwaukee. Like they've got the Milwaukee pack out. They've got the Milwaukee cutters. They have the PVC crimper. Like they've got a little bit of everything. It's definitely advantage Milwaukee. And I'm not knocking DeWalt. DeWalt makes good tools. But the way you framed Missouri, Dave, the way you framed the question was, for a professional. Right. And there is no question which one I would go with. DeWalt or Milwaukee. I go with Milwaukee. That's just me. And then if you go into carpentry, who makes the better nailer? Milwaukee. Who makes the better?
Makes a better nailer?
Oh, 100. 100,000.
I don't know. I've never had a DeWalt nailer.
100,000. I've seen them tested side by side. I know guys that have had both. I know guys that rue the day they got rid of their pass load and got a DeWalt. And then they ended up going with the Milwaukee, and they have not looked back on that. But I mean, actual guys in the field, when it's cold outside, the Milwaukee still works.
Yeah, well, you're right. Okay, so the battery tech is better. Yeah, there's no doubt.
And then, so the carpentry, which one makes the better drill?
I mean, I'm not even thinking about cordless.
For speed.
Just in general, all the tools.
Yeah, and for carpentry, it's Milwaukee.
I got you. I feel like the hammers, the squares, all that stuff.
Take it easy, Terry. What supply house has better deals is what the plumbers and electricians use. Not really. I've seen them go out of their way. Most of them go to Depot anyway. Ridgid makes a good nailer, but Milwaukee is that much better. I agree. People just fanboy the red guys too much. I am not. I give a rat's ass about brand. But in the framework of the question that was asked, I'm being honest. I would say Milwaukee. Milwaukee.
Yeah, no, it's your opinion, man. There's no right or wrong answer.
Electrician. You're an electrician? Yeah. Which one do you use?
There are no DeWalt hand tools.
Oh. What about power tools? Which one were you using?
All right, so the power to weight ratio, dude, it's still DeWalt right now. But it won't be that way for long.
The power to weight ratio. Did you not take an M12 Milwaukee out even though you had a much bigger, more extensive collection of DeWalt?
No, dude. I stopped using all that stuff now. It's all contaminated.
I
did grab the Milwaukee.
Okay. I was going to say, someone go to his channel and look and see when he was using a power tool, it was a red brand.
I think I'm actually having trouble with my 45.
If you're talking hand tools, Klein, for electrician, Klein or Weha. It is big. That's what she said. Milwaukee rocks, 1/2-inch brushless with battery charger tool bag, only $99. That's a great deal.
I don't even know what the battery is.
Our local Lowe's is really great. Wow, I'm glad to hear that. That's one. DeWalt has hand tools. They do. But they also have the same exact tools labeled Stanley.
Right, exactly. DeWalt does have hand tools, but it's not even worth talking about. Like, that's not even a fight that I want to dog in. Like, there's no point even talking about it.
Who started the cordless tool of a need for primary power to use all trades to run their tools during? Who started the cordless tool? Well, the cordless tools were started by Black & Decker back in the 1980s.
Stanley Black & Decker.
Makita brought the first impact driver into cordless impact driver on the market in the 1980s. I believe they also, I think Bosch may have done the first cordless oscillating tool. The first cordless drill was Stanley Black & Decker for sure. That was that one, I say 1966, 67, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah, dude, the Intel Surge, man, that's where it's at right now.
I saw him using a Milwaukee Surge. I know, that's what I'm saying.
Dude, this thing is sweet. You can see where I acetone the battery, so I could try to keep it.
Yeah.
And
Auto guys, I can tell you it's not even close. They outnumber Milwaukee to DeWalt. Milwaukee has just really set themselves apart as the go-to brand right now for professionals.
It's impacting right now.
What do you know about Ridgid's new router? I know it's very good. It's more powerful than the old trim router, which is the one I have. I do not have the new one as of yet. That 1980s Makita battery driver was the same power as current Makita drill, probably more powerful. And what's funny is I can remember, because I still have the 9.6, I can remember using the Makita to drive screws most of the way and then finishing it off with a hand tool. Which current Makita guys still have to do while the rest of us can just drive them.
Oh man, I'll be the first to tell you, right? Because I've always followed the battery tech. So from 2007 to whenever Milwaukee came out, M18 stuff, I jumped on the M18 right as they were hitting the store.
Impressive.
And I gave my buddy 8 batteries from Makita, the SDS D handle, the recip. 2
I'm
impacts.
sure if you were giving him a Makita, you gave him the D.
2 drills, 3 chargers. I mean, the only tool I didn't have was a bandsaw at the time.
You gave him quite
that. And I jumped ship just like that to go to Milwaukee. So, and that was like when they were first coming out with not red lithium, but it was called something else. It was called, or no, it was red lithium. They were just M18, and then they came out with red lithium, which was better for cold. And then that's how long ago that was. And now they're just way better with all the tech. They got the 21700s and all that.
Yep.
I know it's better than Makita stuff, but I've used the Makita stuff for that long, and I've been drilling into granite on the side of a high rise, to mount a light.
Let me ask you. What's the newest Makita tool that you have purchased? How old is it?
The newest Makita tool?
How old is it? Number of years.
4 or 5.
Not the stuff that Joshua sent you, but like the one that you actually purchased.
Right. Probably 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
How often do you use it out in the field?
I returned it after testing it out. It was crap. It was terrible. You never click against our chart, dude.
So, just so I'm clear on this, you say that Makita is still a professional grade tool. You went out within the last 3 years. You bought
I bought the 12 volt stuff, just so we're clear.
And you returned it because it was?
The 12 volt stuff in 2021 needed to be better than the 18 stuff from 2007. Yes. I was fully expecting it to be maybe a little bit usable, but I don't know, man. I was trying to hang on to it, and then their one-handed recip came in, and it could barely cut like a 2-inch piece of lumber. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll just use DeWalt for that. And then the circular saw came in, it's like a 4-inch blade or some bullshit. It couldn't even cut a freaking fence picket. I sent all that crap back, dude. I was trying to keep like little bits and pieces of it, but after that one saw came in, I was like, get this shit out of here.
So, like, the guys have told me that I have not given Makita a fair shake. I've gone out. I bought the 40 volt Makita. I bought the 18 volt Makita. I put it up against homeowner grade tools, maybe serious DIY grade tools, and it loses.
Yeah,
it's not as powerful. I have shown, like, the more you use, even the 40-volt hammer drill. It's been a year, but I did an entire month where I tested Makita. I put them up against everybody, and
I remember that.
whole hog went up against it. Every single time we tested the torque on the Makita, what happened?
Yeah.
It went
What
down.
was it, 28 out of 45?
It was pretty bad. It was pretty
Yeah, it's
bad.
pretty bad.
It was the least powerful. Like, it got almost Ryobi level. And it's supposed to be 1,200 inch-pounds of torque. The Ryobi is 750 inch-pounds of torque, and I think less than 6 foot-pounds separated them at the end. Like, everybody talks about their ergonomics. That's what they rest their laurels on. They're not even the best at that.
No, I think
in my
actually
opinion,
Metabo has the best ergonomics.
Right? Like, you know, and I only know this stuff because I bought the tools, I've used them, I've tested them out, I've done it over and over and over and over and over again over the last 3 years. I did it professionally, not as a tool tester before, but I bought tools as a professional before that. And the last line I would ever buy.
Yeah, I'll say that anybody that hasn't tried it, a Metabo, the triple hammer, that's freaking life-changing. Like, if you like the Surge or any hydraulic driver, the triple hammer pushes the same way, but has more power, a little bit louder, but has the same feel, just the same kind of momentum behind the drive like the other tools do.
So, Sergey, if I was going to put a blanket statement on this, like, who has the best air compressor, and not really knowing, like, do you mean like the little compressors for your car? You mean the big compressors, like an 80-gallon or larger for your shop? Without really knowing that, it's hard to answer. The best compressors I've ever used were Ingersoll Rand.
Ingersoll Rand, exactly. Yep. That's what you rent. In general, anything you can go to the store and rent is usually the one to go buy.
There you go. So it's difficult.
That's what they pull up on the job sites when you're trying to blow out 4-inch pipe and you've got 300 feet of 4-inch PVC that you've ran, and you're trying to pull, instead of, you know, using a vacuum and tying your string to your bag and sucking the string through, you can just blow that stuff through.
Yeah. I will tell you that Snap-on runs a 14.4 battery. Ryobi used to run a 14.4. I haven't seen anybody run a 14.4 lately. Just the fact of it, I haven't.
I don't think those climb boxes are going to go anywhere.
No. The problem is when you're getting into modular storage, again, Milwaukee has such a dominant position. They have so many mods. They have so many boxes. They have such penetration. It's going to be super difficult for anybody to beat it. And when realistically, like, the Klein kind of price themselves out of the market with their mod boxes, because their mods are almost as much as the pack out stuff. It looks like Ridgid just painted orange with a couple of additional features.
Yeah, Milwaukee, like, swallows their pride and comes out with the 2.0, which is completely compatible. The only difference is that all the ones from now on are sold with a removable handle.
Yeah.
And they've got a couple more cleats where they can attach stuff like this. I don't have it here. Sorry. No, I don't have it. Damn. The mod box stuff is awesome. That's all I can tell you. Everything, the magnet, all the mod box mods are great.
Mm-hmm.
If they can do that, there's no point buying the Klein.
How many people have you seen buying the Klein mod box?
I see them actually a lot on the site. I see a ton of Klein on the site. I see a lot of people.
The Klein mod box.
Yeah. I see a lot of the orange boxes here. I see a lot of them when I go
Yeah.
inspect.
Interesting. I've not seen it. A pancake air compressor. I don't know. Like,
It's a pancake air compressor. Get the
don't
Ridgid
get
one.
the DeWalt. Don't get the DeWalt. The DeWalt.
Oh,
leaks.
and don't. What is that brand that always has crap on sale? Bostitch.
Yeah. Well, Bosch.
If you go on Amazon and you look up refurbished tools, Bostitch is the #1 refurbished nail anything, air compressor, whatever it is. They fail, they get returned, and they get refurbished the most.
Electricians are rich. That's why they have the largest tool bags, so they can fit most of the money in them. Hey guys, you wear Milwaukee color today? I don't know.
No, that was not purposeful. I was wearing a leather jacket underneath, or over the top of this.
I'm actually wearing Carhartt. He's a DeWalt guy.
I wasn't even trying to wear red.
Black & Decker. You have the pack out wall. Oh, that is true. The Metabo makes they don't make the actual best pneumatic nailers, but they make some excellent ones. They make pretty good ones.
It's funny you said that, because I was going to say a lot of pros, I see that metallic colored. It's not like it's missing the paint, but it's the metallic Metabo that everybody has, or Hitachi for that matter. They're still Hitachis.
Yeah.
So they're that good. Like, they're still Hitachis from 10 years ago that you'll find on the job site.
Well, nice. That's right. I keep forgetting the McGregor or McCormick or whatever it is from Harbor Freight is really good. Please yellow black next time. No, don't do the black and yellow there now.
McGuire,
that's the one. Oil your compressor tank before you starting it. Well, now they've got the oilless, so it's even better.
So this box here is a Husky. It's pretty cool. It's got the glass fronts in it, and they lift up when you open it up.
Beautiful.
And I traded my Husky 60-gallon for this. Now, don't worry. I know I got a bad deal, but it was just to get rid of I had to get it out of my house, so wasn't worried about it.
Yeah.
But the guy that I gave my Husky to had a McGuire, and it was okay.
All right. So we're going to wrap up right now. We're going to wrap up, but we're going to wrap up with a question to the audience. Given the totality of what we talked about between the two stores, the deals, the displays, the signage, customer experience, the impact on brands, what is your economic forecast for Lowe's in the fourth quarter? What do you guys think you can expect from them? I gave you my opinion earlier. I said I don't think they're going to hit their sales numbers, their sales expectations, and I would bet against them. I want to hear from you. What do you think, Cooch? Taking it all in.
What's their appliance game doing right now?
What's that?
What's their appliance game doing right now? They're not going to do it with tools.
No.
And there's one thing that I forgot to mention, man. When I go for bits and blades specifically, Lowe's is the place to go. They've got the DeWalt recip blades for like $2 or $3. You can't touch that price point at Home Depot. It just doesn't happen. So they got the best nut drivers, nut setters, the best DeWalt selection for bits. They've got the Bosch selection for bits. That's where I spend most of my money. So that's what brought me to Lowe's to start with, was all that stuff, because Home Depot didn't have this pivoting. This is the best one on the market that you can find. This is the one to get. Right there. That's the pivot from DeWalt. It holds like 6 screws. The magnet is unmatched. But now I think Home Depot has it, so there's that.
Wow.
We're gonna get started.
So it's kind of like going to a yard sale, right? I'm just going to equate it to this. You go into a yard sale. When you drive by, you look, and you look for things that catch your eye.
Yeah.
You can't see the tables with the little stuff unless you get out. There's no reason to get out at Lowe's.
Yeah, it's true.
Sergey, I'm with you. I wish them both well. Lowe's isn't going to be on top. No, I think, in all honesty, when you look at everything, you take everything into account. And Lowe's, I felt all year. What's up, Cajun? I have felt all years that Lowe's has been shooting themselves in the foot. Best deals right now are definitely Home Depot. If we go by brand, the best deals at any of the stores right now is actually on Ridgid. And that, I'm a Ridgid guy, discounted if you may, but actually look at the deals and compare them. Ridgid has the best deals, the most bang for your buck. And that's over all of the brands. I don't care. Kobalt is in that Ridgid line, or that Ridgid level, and their deals suck. Right? It's just awful. More expensive and less. It's like, I look at it, and that's kind of how I feel about Lowe's right now. They just fall short.
Yeah. I can't argue with that.
Let me see some numbers here so we can show what's on a spreadsheet. Cajun Coin Hunter, just want to say howdy, and we're always glad to see you here, my friend.
If it's not on a spreadsheet, it never happens.
And people are only buying a few items for something they have to fix. That is true. Foot traffic at Home Depot is down about 20% over last year.
Yeah.
But they've also managed to hit sales expectations all year. Lowe's, for 2 quarters of this year, have had lower than expected. And for the fourth quarter, they lowered again. So they lowered twice on fourth quarter expectations. And I'm still going to say they fall short.
Can
It's
this
just
ever be a situation like, what was it, AT&T and T-Mobile, where AT&T wanted to consume T-Mobile, but then they simply weren't allowed to? What's the outlook for Lowe's and Home Depot?
they're
One of them
both in
wants
a
to go
very
away.
they're both in a very strong position. Neither one of them is in danger of going away. They're both very healthy. They're both returning dividends on stock. There's absolutely no concern about either one of them. And the fact that most pros are just kind of, I do. Thanks, Jen. By the way, that's just Jen. Neither of them are going anywhere.
Nice.
57 watching and only 50 likes. Hey, Lowe's does have the back aisle, yeah, and nothing in it. Neither of them, sorry. How do you think it's possible that one of them, Lowe's and HD, will go out of business? I don't think either one of us do. If one of them were, it would be through acquisition by another company, and probably Ace Hardware stepping in and buying and splitting. That they're probably, what's up, William? They're probably the only ones that are big enough that could do that. It's a shame. I will say, and I know I said I was going to wrap it up, and I kind of lied because I just thought of this. I apologize to you guys. But I will say that the DeWalt offerings at both locations, a significant step down from years past. The most glaring at Home Depot, the Atomic line, Last year was the 850, right? This year, it's like a 787. It's like 2 generations ago. The drill last year was the 800. This year is like 797, or it's a
And I would
step
stay
back.
away from the 845. Something about that motor. It's the same one as the 840, just it has gears. This is my second one. It's been slipping, not hitting as hard. My 840 kind of did the same thing. If you're looking for a compact, whatever impact, go with the 850 or something else. I don't know. 845 isn't it.
Oh, you love the Ridgid brushed tool, Cajun. Getting ready for winter. I was actually getting ready to set up my Christmas lights. That's what I was planning on doing today. I had to make a Walmart run to buy a whole bunch of stuff for it because
Nice.
I'm expanding my already expansive Christmas display. So we're going to have more lights, more inflatables, more decorations, more everything than ever before. It takes me about a week to set up all of my stuff because I do an acre and a half.
I
have
don't even know
almost
if I have anything for Christmas to even put up. I don't even know if I have a Christmas box. I need to go buy a tree and everything.
William, is Caleb with you? Doing Christmas lights? Ah, very Griswold. Like it.
Nice.
All right. So I will say in that respect, the Home Depot offerings this year for DeWalt are a step down, but they're also a step down at Lowe's. I mean, the only brand that's matched, they actually improved. They've improved their offerings year over year has been the Ridgid brand.
You named your inflatable Ursula?
Yeah, I named it after you because it's a life-sucking bitch. Look, sir, if you're going to play this game, you should at least be the smartest guy in it. You're not.
Yeah.
Which 3 artists do you have? The console? Which 3? Which? Oh, I don't know. Daughter's boyfriend. Well, thank you. EV thoughts in the future. Well, it's funny. I was one of you guys at one point, and I said I'd never buy an EV vehicle until my wife insisted that I buy a hybrid. And my first hybrid vehicle was much like Cooch's. I had a Ford Fusion that it would regen as I drove. And I went from a Ford Edge and getting maybe 16 to 20 miles to the gallon with it to about 36 to 45 with the Fusion. And I was like, okay, this is cool. And I went back to the dealership full intent on getting a brand new Ford Fusion, same as the last one. They didn't have one. They had a Ford Escape, which was bigger, but it was a plug-in. And I was like, well, I don't want to pay an electrician to come out and do all this. And they're like, nope, just plugs into the wall. I get 92 miles to the gallon. I fill up one time a month. 3 times of the week, I'm driving an hour and a half away to different stores to look for deals for y'all. I'm happy with it. It drives like if you talk to me while I'm on the phone in that car, you can't hear nothing but me.
No, it's great, dude. It even turns down the AC speed when you're on the phone because it knows you're trying to hear. It's pretty cool. They're they're awesome cars.
They're amazing. So what
figure it
about it? It's a case by case basis. It works for me. It may not work for you. I'm not really like I give 2 cents less than a damn about the environment. I'm going to be dead long before anything happens. I don't care. Right? It's just the way it is. It's a Super Troopers show. I don't know what Super Troopers.
You gotta know who Super Troopers is.
No, I've never watched it.
right,
M12 long reach ratchet or the Ridgid long reach. Depends on your space. If you're going into a tight space, the M12, because it's got less of a footprint. If that's not a huge difference or a huge problem, then the Ridgid is going to provide you with more speed and power.
That's not very safe. That's not very safe.
Should have gotten a Ford Focus. I can't fit in a Ford Focus. Lowe's is
So many
becoming.
one-liners from that movie.
What's that?
There's so many one-liners from that movie.
I've never watched or heard of it.
No, that's your homework. You gotta
No.
meow.
I'm trying to keep
So
up.
good.
That Milwaukee and DeWalt quarter-inch short video was a bomber. Thank you. I had to redo it because so many people like flipped the out because of the DeWalt loss. They're like, going into a knot, you had the Milwaukee had an unfair advantage. And I was like, all right, I'll redo it. But I wanted to test out the Forge battery with that compact. The more I use those compact Milwaukee tools, the more I like them. I actually prefer those over the Gen 4. I'm not using them for
I would
power.
like you to compare those really up close. Because I'm not going to buy it, dude. It doesn't have a quick insert chuck. I've got no interest, but I am very curious.
Yeah.
Because I did not realize how small this thing is.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Watch this.
Oh my God. They want. I know.
It's freaking shorter than the 12.
I know.
How?
I did that. I showed that, and people are like, "It's all about the battery. The battery is smaller on the M12. That makes it better." I'm like,
That's
the
true,
battery's
but,
never been in my way on anything that I've ever wanted to do because I could always just turn my wrist.
This thing is so 850 like, and it's further
AJ,
forward. The
thank you for
850 is too short, so you're forced to put an extension on this. And then by the time you put the extension on it to get around the length of the battery, there's no point in having the compact tool. And I found that I thought the 850 was like the best thing ever, but it's so far back here that it's flush with here. And it's like, what's the freaking point? You know what I mean? But no, dude, this is perfect. You can get in a corner.
AJ, in my heart of hearts, it is Ridgid. And if I had to pick one, it would be Ridgid. But it's all depends on your spacing. I
will say the M12s are great.
I'm not a mechanic. I'm not under the hood. I'm not doing it. Boo might have a different. That's Cajun Coin Hunter. He might have a different outlook on it. A mechanic is probably going to have a different outlook on it. I'm not turning wrenches out there, so I wouldn't speak ill of either one. But for my money, I'm going to go with the Ridgid because it's cheaper, it's faster, it's stronger. That's just me. But I don't have to worry about the compartments and all that stuff. I'm not getting in crazy tight areas. 2 or 3 finger soles. Well, if she can fit them, 3.
And then you clap.
Yeah.
Turns out her name was Lucy.
Yeah. Great content and video. It's all good, Jen. Backwoods. Did I miss something from Backwoods? I've been trying to keep up with it, and I apologize to you guys. We've had 60 people in here for most of the evening, and I'm trying to keep up with the comments best I can and keep up with the conversation. So,
yeah,
2953. It is crazy powerful. No
23,
tight
20.
area. Sorry, nope, not even the back. Are you going to do a member video or your Christmas life? Ooh, that I might. I try to keep my house off of, and I try to keep my house off of video. And the reason for that is I have had in the last year 3 different people send me a photo of my house and tell me that they were going to come there and either kill me or kill my wife.
Yeah.
Now,
good luck.
I am exactly the guy that you want to play this with because literally I have something in every room of the house that can make you have a bad day.
Right.
right? But I get that a lot, so I try to keep my house off camera as much as possible. If I do a video for members only, it will not be up for long.
That's what I do. Any video that I've got that's questionable, too much information, it'll be up for like 3 hours.
I do love my Ridgid tools. Everybody knows me. They know those 3 guys use Makita. One of them for sure does. He for sure does. He got really mad at me over that they should leave. And then we were talking about predictions earlier, and I said, I did this. I'm really good at forecasting and predicting based on what I see. And I had said, like, Makita should go because they need to focus on other areas where they're more competitive, like other areas of the world where they're more competitive, and kind of write off North America because they're not going to compete here.
Yeah.
And people were telling me I'm stupid and Makita's the best and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. Not even 3 weeks later, Makita's new CEO comes out and says they're the only tool manufacturer in North America currently operating at a $600 million loss. The only one. Bosch is making money. Metabo's making money. Ridgid's making money. Ryobi's making a ton of money. Like
I'll tell you right now, if they make a smaller battery that's stacked, I'll be jumping ship.
There you go. The 921 is awesome. I thought Ridgid was a wallet. The Ridge wallet, yeah. You'd think they'd run some sales. Well, the problem is I don't. And that reminds me of when I was talking about the DeWalt stuff. So DeWalt hasn't actually made money in the last 2 or 3 years. They've only been acquiring new companies, and that's how Stanley Black & Decker shows profit. But they haven't actually been making money. What you've seen in these deals this year are indicating is that they have a surplus of their older tools that they're trying to get rid of. And that's why you see some of the old, like the older atomic stuff being marked down pretty well right now. And that does provide it. And you like to see that is because most people don't know. But I like to see them get
bad,
rid of that old stock.
It's bad for the company.
It is. I'd also like to see them come out with like better deals during the year, more competitive deals. Because if you watch the Home Depot deal of the day, right, most of the time it's dominated by Milwaukee. They're just everywhere, like crazy stuff. $600 million loss. How they are? Well, they went from a $3.3 billion profit or business in 2019 to in fiscal year 2022 1.1 billion. Now we're just talking about North America. To end 2022, they said they had a $300 million operating profit. That, they had money in the bank, $300 million in the bank with which to invest and do different things. That's just in North America. Now, this year, in the first 3 quarters, they went from a $300 million surplus to a $600 million loss in 1 year's time. It's not uncommon for a business to have some fluctuation. That's kind of a large fluctuation. It shows that maybe their strategy hasn't been working over the last several years as they've continued to lose market share. It's certainly an indication of trouble. But Makita is a good, solid company. Their tools, not so much, but they're a good, solid company. They're in a good foothold in the rest of the world, and they'll be just fine.
Yeah.
What J-Dub say? I'm trying to look. My surge is on a separate hook. Is first pass on the pack out wall, and all others are regular tool holder attachments used every day, more than it should. Miss Kita, never heard of her. Me either. If you do a video of your decorations, how would people know where you live? So people get on like online or whatever, because in other platforms, my name is easily displayed. Even here on YouTube, if you know how to look, you can find out my name. And then they go into different websites, whatnot. They look for my name and my picture, or they'll do a Google picture search and they'll look for different images with my face and whatnot. And then they'll find out my name that way. And then they send me, I've shared it with a few people, some interesting comments that they think bother me. And I actually read them to my wife and laugh. I'm like, they don't know. I'm
He's good.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
I've got two in this garage, buddy. One's within arm's reach right now in case somebody comes in. It's just, it's weird. It is what it is. I mean, and YouTube, my smallest platform by far, my smallest platform. And like Facebook is the one that most of these guys come from, but YouTube, like my two smallest, are where most of the guys come out of the woodwork and tell me that they want me to cease breathing, by whatever means necessary. And I'm just like, man, I'm 6'4", 280. You ain't saying that to my face. Right? I'm like, all right, let's do it. But they don't do it. It is what it is. But lows blows for the fourth quarter. That is what it is. You got anything to say?
Nope, that's just another reason why I don't tell anybody I'm an electrical inspector by advertising.
No, you're telling me you're an anal inspector.
Was it an hour and 41 minutes in?
I have not. Both stores have great deals, but Depot has it, or Ridgid max output batteries, 119. Have enough. I got a new product coming. You guys just don't know yet. I'll show it to you when it gets here.
Nice.
So it's not really from the video itself, no. But the more information they have, I did one on where I showed a car that hadn't been registered from 2019, and somebody sent me my home address based on that video. I was like, all right, cool. So for all you Makita guys out there, don't